I'm out of practice.
Honey was enjoying it. Kind of.
She is enjoying whatever is in the carpet.
Yep, as that cat does. Because she's a weirdie.
She is super weird.
Anyways, we're back.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry for our absence. We had technical difficulties on a recording a couple weeks ago, and then Jake had to go away for work 1 week, and we just got behind. So
A beautiful work vacation up to Edmonton.
wow.
I know. 3 hours in a truck.
Yeah.
Drive. Well, I wasn't driving. But
yeah, I'm heading to Edmonton. What kind of slow ride was that? Probably not excited to get to your destination exactly.
oh, it's good times.
Yeah.
The company makes it fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it is a boring ass drive. The biggest
totally
excitement was like a hint of some brush fires that were going on.
Oopsie.
Something I didn't know happens here. A lot of brush fires going on. So we've had some rain in the past couple days, and many people have been thankful for that because fires.
I feel like Canada is we just get fires every year.
Yep. Snow, ice, fires.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
Fire and ice.
We're one kangaroo away from being Australia.
Oh my God.
Australia of the North. Right. I mean, there's enough Aussies here.
Yeah.
They love
I don't know.
Canada.
That's true. BC, mostly. Or the
Yeah,
mountains.
a lot in BC.
Mountains.
Whistler
sea.
felt like a little Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all come and they work on the mountains.
Yep.
But they have some fun, what do you call them? It's like work exchange program, which I don't feel like that's something anyone in the States ever talked about or shared, or I don't know, maybe the US just doesn't have agreements with people like that. Because once I moved here to Canada, I heard from so many people who were here doing that, or even Canadians who are looking to go to other places because you can go hang out for 6 months to a year and work there and earn money to like afford to stay there. And there's a ton of countries that have deals like that with Canada. So, but we got to use them up before we're like 35 or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's an age cap. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to do any, but
I don't think so.
I figured I would just make a career that involves traveling, and then I don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyhow, all that to say, I got to travel up to Edmonton for a fun conference. Well, I don't even want to call it a conference. It was because it wasn't. It was a competition. That's the word I'm looking for.
But you have done a conference recently too, so.
Yep, done conferences too. But this one was a competition, and it was for people across a huge smattering of like services and industries, from mechanics and auto body work to carpenters and building homes and hairstyling and sewing. And
what was the most interesting one that you saw?
Well, let me finish with the premise here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First. It's all good. Everyone's given within their own discipline. They're given like a certain task you have to do. So like in the auto mechanic area, they have to, I think, put an engine back together and do it all to certain specs.
Wow.
Or like with the hairstyling, you have to come up with something and that's judged, for your style. There was video people too. They have to make a film that's like 2 minutes long about a topic of their choosing that they can shoot there. There was people cooking. So they have to bake I don't know, 5-course meal or something like that. I didn't get to see a lot of the like specs and stuff, but it was really cool. You were watching people just running around sweating, trying to get everything in place by time, because you only have, I think, the 2 days?
Oh, okay.
2 days to do it. And then my challenge during that was to go around and shoot a bunch of highlights and edit together a 2.5 minute video of highlights from the whole conference that would premiere at the final big award ceremony. So they would show that on the big screen in front of everybody there. So that was my fun little challenge in it, to shoot and edit and deliver within before the conference is over, which was good fun. Hadn't done something with that kind of time intense pressure in a while. but I feel like I made an awesome little video, and
Yeah, it
everyone
looked
seemed
really
happy.
good.
Thank you.
You got some shout outs, kind of? Not towards you, but I mean them.
Yeah, I mean, there was good applause, and then my favorite moment, which might be what you're
Yeah.
referencing, when they were showing the film, I had to run from the front of the stage to the back to get ready to do some wide shots from the back of the arena. And I was passing one of the military guys because they had a bunch of the armed forces uh, out there at the conference talking to people. And one of the first shots I had was of the exterior of the expo center in Edmonton, and they had all their trucks and cool equipment out front. So I was using that to create some fun foreground. So there's this big cool shot of the trucks, and as soon as I'm walking past this military guy getting to the back of the stage, I just hear him go, "Oh, like hell yeah!" or something. Like, he was like, "Yeah!" So stoked to see their gear up there, like first thing. So
That's cool.
yeah, that just set it off on a great tone. Where I thought, awesome, best review right there,
hmm
which was fun.
But what was your favorite? What would you call it? I guess trade or whatever that you were.
Mm, that's tricky. They're all really interesting. I actually had an interesting time over at Refrigeration, believe it or not.
Okay, so what was going on there?
They had some kind of a competition that I don't really know what was going on, but they did this little demo, and they were boiling water at room temperature. And then they were also inflating and like crushing marshmallows using air pressure. And this was a thing I never understood about refrigeration, where it has more to do with air pressure, and that somehow creates a difference in temperatures. So that's how they could boil water while it's still at like 20 degrees or whatever the room was.
What's it got to do with refrigeration though?
That's how they refrigerate stuff. Like
With
that's what our
boiling
pumps are
water?
doing somehow. Again, this is where I don't
Okay.
know the full length of it, but I'm intrigued to learn more because I didn't know that's how like refrigeration works.
Mm-hmm.
It was something about increasing and decreasing the air pressure. So I think I'm not even going to try to assume. I'm not that
Okay.
smart. But it was really cool. And who else did I like? Of course, the cooking. So good. So good. That hall smelled so good all day
Oh
long.
man, that would have been tough.
Sewing was cool too. I'm not going to lie. They were making really cool jackets and like shirts, but all from
Nice.
scratch. And that
Yeah.
always amazes me when people can just take a big piece of fabric and stitch it together and cut it in ways and fold it. And all of a sudden you have this like, beautiful piece of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I think a highly underrated skill.
I liked sewing in high school.
Yeah. My mom taught us to sew.
Yeah,
I didn't mind it.
it.
It was fun. I made some pillows in my day. There was one time when I wanted to make ties. That was my dream. And I did. I hand stitched one tie for myself, but it wasn't very good.
Adorable.
It was too stiff.
What kind
It
of
was like- I don't know. I
That's
used like
so
too thick of
cute.
what do you call it? Batting, I guess. The stuff that you'll put inside of it's what they'll put in like collars and stuff too
Okay,
to
yeah.
make them a little more rigid. And I think I used one that was too thick and didn't have quite the right fabric. I wanted to do this cool sort of linen, funky, casual tie that had these cool white and gray linen stripes to it.
Maybe you should try again someday.
Maybe. That day will come.
Yeah.
But first, we have to get through the yard work.
Yeah, so update on that. We've made great progress.
Stupendous progress.
Yeah, and we're a little bit actually if we wanted to get it done by the end of May. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to do it.
Let's recap for the people what we did.
Yeah, so our front yard, we have like a rock garden around a little patio. And it's last year was such a bitch to clean up the weeds that come through the rock. I guess they've been busting through the fabric below and plus through the patio stones. And I was just and it was very uneven. So and we also had some really ugly bushes in there that were just dying and it was just looking like shit. So we decided we were going to update it, I guess.
Yeah, put our own little spin on there.
Yeah, so I spent hours among many days picking out every single rock from the garden.
And these rocks are only like 2 to 3 inches or 5 centimeters.
And I will say though, one thing I don't know why, but I do love picking up rocks. I love to pick up rocks. It's so I enjoyed that part. I really did. What didn't I like? I didn't like having to put them back.
Yeah.
That seemed to feel like it took more time when it really took a lot less time. I just wasn't as I wasn't having as much fun. And then pulling the fabric and moving the dirt around, that wasn't fun. Picking up the rocks was fun. Um, and we pulled out the stumps. Um,
Yeah, we removed what, 3 or 4 bushes?
yeah, I think like four.
Four
Four. Yeah,
bushes, yeah.
I removed
And
four.
removed the stump from the tree that we had
Ooh,
cut down
maybe it
in
was
front of
even
the
5
window.
actually.
5? Could be.
If yeah, I think maybe something like that. Yeah, plus the stump in front of the window from the big evergreen. Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yep.
Um, that we took out before. And then oh yeah, and then when leveling the dirt, I had to move buckets full because we don't have a wheelbarrow. So imagine like scooping 3 shovelfuls of dirt, putting it in this. How big do you think that bucket is?
2 gallons.
Okay. And then moving that over to the corner. Fuck, that was not fun. I fucking hate moving dirt. But anyways, we leveled it. We put new fabric down. We also decided to put sand on top of that fabric to kind of help keep the dirt and any weeds come through the fabric. I don't know. It felt like the right thing to do.
Mhm.
And then we put
Plus, it looks cool.
It does, because yeah, instead of having the dirt kind of come through the rocks, I think the sand looks a lot better.
And the weeds are so aggressive here that we just
Yeah.
have to. I don't know. I feel like you need this extra barrier because they even had paper under, or not paper, but
They had
landscape fabric
Yeah.
underneath what they had done, and they had still managed to work their way through.
Yeah.
Over
And even when
much
shoveling,
time.
I was trying to pull out as many of those weed roots as possible. And they go fucking deep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I just like ripped a bunch out, so they'll come back one day. But hopefully it's a little bit better. It's not something I want to have to fucking do every year.
Yeah.
And then so we're at that point, but we still need to remove some of the sand from the patio part, the sand that's in between the stones, and repave it pretty much with new paving sand.
Yep. We're going to
to-
give it a good pressure wash and clear out all the dirt and debris and nonsense and get the weedy bits we can get out of
as
there.
much as
Give
possible.
them a spray.
Yeah.
Try and kill them while they're down there. And then place some fresh joining sand over top.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, if someone did put joining sand on there, it was a long time ago and I think it's mostly gone away.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like there's joining sand in there. It feels like it's just dirt or some
yeah,
other sand.
for sure. That's for sure.
No.
And then we still need to make our boxes, our planter boxes to go under the windows, which is kind of out of my hands. But we are also looking for proper equipment to use. And then also because it's a rock garden, we didn't plant anything. We're just going to fill in the space with some potted plants that are annuals that will bring in some bees and some butterflies and maybe keep away some mosquitoes and other bugs that are not welcome. But something cool though, when I was cleaning up because there was a ton of debris and leaves and shit, even under the rocks. And I feel really bad actually, but I destroyed all the ladybugs houses. Like
Aw.
because I guess they just live underneath the all those leaves, all the dead stuff.
Do they like hibernate over winter too?
I don't know. I think my mom was trying to say something like that. You're supposed to wait till a certain time to start doing any gardening so you're not disturbing, but I don't know. I've learned a little
But
bit
we're working on
now.
our timeline right
And
now.
also, like, I do feel bad, but it was also super cool. I did save as many as I could possibly. Anyone I saw, I moved out of the way and they found their way around. But there were so many. I couldn't even tell you. I want to say like 100 or something. Like I came across so many ladybugs. But because of those bushes, whatever they are, like mini evergreens or something, they had all those needles. And then the trees around just made for the best homes for them. And
Mm,
I just didn't know.
I didn't know that's where ladybugs lived.
Me either.
Wow.
But
You learn
there
something
were a
new every
lot.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't take any pictures of those. I meant to, but
No.
And then it's been so our plan is to spend this weekend because we have a free weekend all together, both of us, to try to get all that done before we have company come the following weekend.
Yeah, at least get all the what do you call it? The patio space cleared out with the pressure washer, new joining sand in there. And yeah, I don't know.
Some plants. I know the boxes
Oh
might take
yeah.
a little bit, but we are also looking for a bistro set, like a nice, cute little 2-chair, one small table. Kind of like I always think of a French cafe or something when I think about those wrought iron or metal, whatever the hell, um, sets. And goddamn, is it hard to find any?
The carrier would think French.
Yes,
I'm
that's
thinking Italian.
me. Well,
Italian
okay,
bistro
that's just
set.
what I've always thought about it. I just have always pictured. I don't know why. Anyways, that's been tough because man, are they expensive?
Yeah. Well, especially coming into patio season.
I
It's a
know,
terrible time to be looking.
true, but I still think like even if we're looking on Facebook, people selling stuff for retarded amounts of money,
Oh, for sure. Always.
or they're crap and then they're still selling it for stupid amount of money.
Yep.
But we'll find something. If not, we do have that little set of chairs and table we can put out for a meantime.
Yeah, but the chairs are a low lounging chair.
Yeah, they're not that comfortable.
They're comfortable when you're lounging,
Yeah, but they're also
but they're
like
not comfortable for.
rope string
Oh, that bugs you?
seats.
Oh, I found it really comfy. That's why I got
Well,
them.
after a while, they. I mean, if you're out there in a bathing suit or shorts or whatever, they're ripping
Mm.
through your legs.
Yeah, I guess I don't do that,
Yeah.
which is why I'm pasty with farmer's tans all
Yeah.
summer.
But it was hot when we were working out there, and I did burn my back.
Ooh,
But it's been raining lately, and so we haven't really done any more work, and we can't really until we can pressure wash.
yeah. The next step feels like the pressure wash and clean, and then just drop in the planter boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the front yard for now, but it's nice because it feels like it's a good quarter of it done.
I feel good because I thought it was going to take a bit longer, but I just on days when I really didn't want to do it, I went out there and I just like made myself do it because I did have that plan. I did already buy my treat before I finished. And so also I just really wanted to be prepared for when we have guests over because
Absolutely.
we spend a lot of time out there. That's where most of the sun comes in during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to hang.
For sure. And it's nice because the other halves don't. Well, like half of it is just sod on the front, like redo the grass,
Yeah.
which doesn't feel as intense compared to picking up all those rocks. Like I feel like we got the hardest quarter of the front patio done, and you did the bulk of the work there.
Well, I was just gonna say I do not want to do the lawn. I have no interest. I'm dreading having to do anything to help you when it comes to the grass. Like fuck, I remember trying to do that at my other place or whatever, and it was not fun. So I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I'll help you, but I don't want to.
She's putting it on the record.
Yeah, I'd rather pick up rocks.
That's hilarious because I would never want to pick up rocks, but the front yard putting in grass doesn't feel as intimidating.
I don't know. Maybe it's part of my OCT, obsessive compulsive tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
where it's kind of like a game and I count things as I do things.
That's fun. I just zone out.
And sometimes I do that too. Listen to music, sing some songs, listen to Crime Junkies.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Little cross promo.
What else can we fill you in on? Because it's been a while. Our friend Kleisinger.
Zach,
Is that how you say
Zach
it?
Kleisinger?
Zach Kleisinger was on a little mini tour here recently from
He's on a Western Canada tour.
from BC to Alberta. So we got to go see him and a couple other friend musicians.
Yeah, we got to see him with Colin Carbonera and Taylor. And they were also with Zach the first show that he did here in Calgary. And I found it super fun because after that first show when was that? October, we said, maybe? September
Was
or
it
October? It was fall for sure. Remember,
think
it
it
was
was, like,
sometime around
September,
Carolina.
yeah.
But we, he came over the day after a show and we shot a bunch of portraits down here in the basement. And he's been using a ton of those to promote the tour, and they were on the poster. So I snagged one of the posters as well, being, the selfish photographer.
They're
at the
great
show.
shots, though.
Yeah. But it was good to hear all of them come together and play again. I really enjoy all of their music.
Yeah.
And Zach had a full band this time instead of
Yeah,
touring
that was
solo.
cool.
Yeah, which was really different hearing him like in the mix, I guess, so to say.
Totally, yeah, yeah.
But it was beautiful. Like I don't even know how to describe the sounds. Just very earthy and natural.
Depressing?
The whole time. Well, they all do have like sad, nostalgic vibes to a lot of their music. But no, that's not the word I was going for. It just felt like, I don't know, it was kind of like watching a storm pass from far away, in that sense of there were so many things that could have been sonically different, yet they all come together and beautifully match each other. I'm thinking of like a tropical thunderstorm at sunset from like a storm way off the coast or something, right? But you're sitting there nice and sound on your beach, warm, a little bit of that, golden haze going on with some pink cutting through, and then there's like a bit of a storm going and things coming in and out.
What I thought was cool too was we've seen Taylor play enough now where I felt like I could sing along to some of her songs.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, not a lot, but just some parts.
You remember some choruses?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'm like, yeah.
Super fan.
Yeah.
And we got some
Not
new
trying
shirts.
to be weird. Yes, we got some new Kleisinger merch.
Yeah. Which I thought was genius. He printed them up over some was it Valley Village
thrift store shirts.
And he just got them printed with his tour artwork.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome. I mean, we could fucking do that too with our merch.
Well, I think it's just so cool to I don't know, like, fashion's a huge waster, like fast fashion, so having stuff custom printed and hauling it around, like, what a cool move to just say, fuck that, let's go get something unique. And then it's like a one-off, because there's only one of that design printed with that artwork on it.
So we got 2 shirts, and it's funny because the one that Jake chose doesn't fit him, but it fits me perfectly. And the one that I chose I never actually tried it on, but it would have probably been a little bit loose because it fits you pretty good. And it actually looks good. It's a woman's shirt. It says women on the tag, on the tag, but it looks really good. It kind of makes me think of, have you ever seen 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
I have not.
Okay. What's his name? Kurt Russell? No. I want to say that, but I might be totally wrong. Anyway, it's like a sailor. No.
No, that's a different one. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different thing.
Sailor. You look kind of like a sailor. It's cool. I like it.
Thanks? ? I don't know. Is that a compliment? Oh, that's funny.
Wow, I came out.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's
Kirk Douglas. I'm sorry, Kirk Douglas. I know Kurt Russell didn't sound
Okay.
right. Kirk Douglas is older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was cool. That was fun. That was awesome to get out and do something like that. We haven't listened to a lot of live music lately.
No, and it's been kind of dead-ish.
Yeah, that's what Taylor was saying because we miss seeing her on her tea times.
Yeah. Or maybe we're not looking in the right places,
Well,
or we're
we
too
really haven't been
tired on the
looking.
weeknights.
Yeah,
or-
but and then also during the weekend, I've been down for just dancing. So, you know.
Yeah, you got to pick one or the other. I guess that's there's a DJ, but yeah, it's different when people are playing.
Yeah.
whole
What else
different
have we
feel.
done since we were here last?
I don't know, but
We've just
I get to go to
played-
Winnipeg soon,
Yeah.
so that's my
Cool.
next adventure.
All I say is just don't get stabbed. Always
I'm bringing my knife.
2 people together.
Oh man, I know the whole time we were up there, it was funny 'cause I was with 2 guys, one photographer who's from Edmonton and another photographer who's from Winnipeg, and they kept going back and forth about which city is worse or more sketchy, or which one's the murder capital this year
And?
or that year. And there's no consensus. It's just
They're both
left
shit?
and right. Yeah,
They're both scary?
kept saying they're the same city. They're the same city.
That's so funny. What could you put into that?
I don't know. I kept just saying, guys, this ain't shit compared to the south side of the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Like,
Oh God. Oh, okay. You're talking
I
about
was just one-upping them.
Sorry, you were
I had
saying
nothing to compete with.
Washington D.C. Now I will say I've been listening to a lot of true crime, and I don't think we're ever staying anywhere in Washington unless it's your parents' house because it's a danger zone.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of missing, murdered, all sorts of.
It's one of the serial killer
Fuck.
capitals of the United States.
What is a place called in Seattle? And it starts with another place called. It starts with a P.
Puyallup?
Puyallup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two come up all the fucking time.
Yep. 100%.
Hilarious.
I remember when Anthony Bourdain did his Parts Unknown episode in Seattle, he had a huge tangent with almost every interviewer asking them about that. Like, why are there so many serial killers and murderers here?
He was asking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, that was one of his little personal obsessions that he kept asking everyone about. Like, they'd talk about their business or their restaurant and blah, blah, blahs and all this. And he'd be like, okay, but what's with all the fucking murderers and serial killers?
I don't remember that one.
And it was really funny. But I don't know. I think the best consensus they came to on that show was because it's so dreary and depressing so much of the year. And also, you can easily just dump bodies like anywhere in the state because there's just rivers and landslides and things
Well, it
that
makes me
just
think
easily
of,
cover up
like
bodies.
BC and Vancouver and stuff,
Yeah.
and there's not.
But I guess maybe the guns or the American culture, I don't know, something just makes it seem
Yeah,
like
that
that's
would
what you
make
could do.
Sense. Yeah.
Canadians don't seem as keen on murdering each other compared to people in the States.
Yeah. Well, it was cool because this one.
Canadians are like, I'll punch your teeth out, but like, I'm not going to murder you.
You heard of Robert Pickton, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually worked on a CBC movie that we did about him. And, well, it wasn't about him. It was more about the Indigenous women who were going missing. That was the subject. But, you know, of course, he was
because it
involved.
was also not just Indigenous. It was women of the street.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to reframe it
East
because our
side.
lead character was an Indigenous woman living on the
Gotcha.
downtown East Side.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was the point of view it was being told from.
Yeah. I remember we talked about that in school, in high school, like a long, long time ago. And I only know bits and pieces, but then listening to it on Crime Junkies, which is a podcast that I've been listening to lately. And
Wow, second shout out of the
I
episode.
am, because I have been binging it, and I'm only at year 2020.
Oh my gosh, they go by year?
No, well, because I think they started in like 2017, 2018 or something.
Oh, sorry.
So for me, I started at.
I thought you meant the crimes. Like they went through the
No,
crimes
no.
of the year and like.
No. I'm only at there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I did the same thing when I watched Forensic Files. You gotta take a break.
Absolutely.
Take a break because the paranoia and the sadness and depression and all that stuff gets kind of numbing. I don't know. I don't want
Yeah.
to get too far deep into it, but
It's weird for sure.
I think
But I remember on that show, one of the weirdest, we did scenes where we had to like make the fake pig slop, which was like ground up human bits that he was feeding to the pigs and stuff. And we had to do these, it's grossing. I remember making like a bucket of heads. Like it was like skulls and skull bits and all this weirdness and having to
Yeah.
make it look like it had been in the freezer
Well,
for
and I
a
think that's the
while.
thing that I remember the most about that case is that, and honestly, I feel bad now because, well, I listen to the podcast when I'm cleaning, and I had been waiting for them to say, oh, like he fed them to the pigs, he fed them to the pigs, because that's what I remembered. But most of the time he actually took the pieces of the people to a rendering plant,
Yep.
except bones that he would hide in other places.
Yep.
So I don't think the pigs actually. Oh, and then had processed human remains within the pig meat that he sold to.
Yeah.
He provided for, departments.
Yeah. That was another gross day on set where we shot like him dumping barrels of like, human and pig waste into this big thing. And I just hated it because it was a massive cleanup. Like you had huge oil drums of like fake blood and fake body bits and
Viscera and blood.
yeah. I mean, it was gross enough imagining it's real.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that was the most fucked up part about doing that movie was it wasn't some fiction narrative that somebody dreamt up in an office or like in a cafe over their typewriter. This was some real shit that went down. I think one of the other fucked up, what was the other fucked up prop? I think it was like a 45 pistol with a dildo attached.
What?
Like, yeah. And again, this was all based off of
can you explain this one?
Yeah, no, it was like, man, I don't know how to describe it crudely, but it was literally just like a dildo on a pistol.
At the end, like of a live.
Yeah, like a big 45 Magnum revolver.
So I don't remember hearing about this, but again, I'm going through a lot of episodes as I do my job. But so what the fuck?
I don't know. Like we didn't really do anything with it. I just remember it was a specific prop that was brought in because it was such a grotesque part of all the evidence they collected. And like we never shot anything with it aside from like the police taking it out of his house.
Yeah.
You know, after it was all discovered. But I remember the prop master showed up with that when we were shooting and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like that's fucked.
That's
fucked up. Like honestly, one of the most fucked up things that have ever crossed my eyeballs in my days.
And it's crazy. It's just, if like the shit that people got away with for so long, I say for so long because like in the 80s, 90s, you know, they got away with most of it and then eventually get caught
it always
later.
catches up.
But it's just fucking nuts. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, okay.
Absolutely. Cool. So that wraps up our crime tangent. And we're going to take a break and prepare for our next tangent. Okay. And we're back for our next tangent or section of the episode.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say that I'm really excited because we have people coming this summer and we're going to the Stampede this summer. We're actually going to make it there. Your parents went last year without us, which was all good. So I guess they could help us plan a little bit more. They know how they got in there and what to expect. I don't know. The website is so fucking confusing. And
I don't think they have most of it announced yet, and that's the issue.
That's so stupid. It's 2 months away.
Well, I signed up to be an insider, so okay. I'll be the first to know.
And if you want to be, just kidding.
Yeah. But that is funny. I know, I'm excited. I want to go see some of the rodeo shows and the chuck wagons and stuff that, I don't know, it's just like traditional stampede horse competitions.
Yeah, I just don't
fun
like watching people get
rodeos.
hurt.
Well, yeah, I don't want people to get hurt, but I want to see some action. I want to see some cool horse action,
Yeah, you
some
want to see some
racing.
action? Go behind the fence. Just kidding.
Classic Alberta.
Yeah.
The action's behind the fence.
Well, I've heard some things that happen there.
Oh, do tell.
I don't know
What's a thing?
exactly, but it's something
Yeah.
that we have to look up, and I forget the name that somebody gave me the other day. When talking about the stampede, some chick who did something that got her.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
without naming any name, like what she did.
Oh no, like
Are these
I
like
was
bad, or it's just like fooling around or being silly? Or...
Yeah, probably disgusting. And that they didn't tell the person didn't tell me. They said they gave me
Oh.
the name and said to go look it up, but it was filthy. So
Okay. Well, hilarious. I know what I'm looking up after we're done.
yeah, I
Okay.
forget the name though.
But that's a nice segue into
Oh,
our random question time.
Okay,
I don't know. Felt like it.
okay.
So we're going to ask ourselves some random questions. Or, no, we're asking each other. God, English is hard some days.
We'll answer the same questions.
Cool.
though.
Who wants to go first?
You?
Me go first?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll start with something kind of simple.
Please.
What's something you like that people wouldn't necessarily guess about you?
And these are just random people, not people who know me.
Yeah, or like someone meeting you for the first time, and if you
Okay.
told them, actually, I happen to really like that, and they would go, whoa, really? I never would have guessed.
Picking up rocks.
For sure.
Playing video games. Maybe. No? Do I look
No.
like a gamer?
Yeah, kind of.
Why?
I don't know.
I was
Just have
like, I
the
got
gamer
funky
vibe.
hair. I'm cool.
Yeah. I feel like
Okay.
if you said that, people would be like, oh, yeah, I could see that.
Okay, what about singing? I like to sing.
Yep, everyone I don't know. That's not surprising. to me.
Oh well. Can you tell me? Wait.
Metal music and pickles. Those were two.
Oh God!
Big surprises
Most
to me.
people like pickles. Pickles? That was a surprise to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? Because I like them too much?
Yeah, it just seems like something that's always forefront. Like, what are things that Chantel likes? So like, Mac Daddy salad, video games, and pickles. I'm like, what? But I will say the metal music was a little surprising to me, in a good way, because I also enjoy the metal.
Well, I think, like I had mentioned before, well, my parents didn't really listen to metal, of course, but they granted us the gift of music, and then my brothers, because I have 3 brothers, and rap from one of them, and then metal from the other. And I think the youngest one is just the same as me. It's like just absorbing everything from everybody else.
Yeah.
But also, I think metal music is fucking amazing. I'm so impressed
I agree.
by everything they can do. Plus, it's just good tunes.
Yeah. And what's really funny is sometimes when you listen to metal music, when it's not the super heavy, crazy, distorted guitars, it's literally like classical music.
You know what I thought was cool too? I forget. Oh.
I don't know. Anyhow, on to the next question.
No,
until you
what
remember.
about you?
Me?
Yeah,
You're
would
asking.
people be surprised?
We're asking the questions of each other.
Yeah, we may as well answer the same questions. Why not?
That makes sense. I did not prepare for that. Man, I don't know. Country music?
Is it about music?
No, that's just the first thing that comes to mind because so many people dislike country, and I'm like, I don't.
Well,
But I also don't look like someone who listens to country.
You also, okay. So when I first met Jake, I thought he was much older than he is.
No, yeah.
It's not quite.
But that's not something I like.
No, but I'm just gonna say that.
You thought I liked being older.
No, I thought you looked older.
I don't know. I'm kind of amorphous.
Maybe people would look at you and not know that you like meditating.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you're very self. What's the
Mike
what
Bump.
is What?
Mic bump.
Yeah, I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. Um, like, you do, like, the breathing exercises, meditation, and all those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. The
Cool.
spiritualness.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
I like
That's
it.
right.
I don't want people to think that about me.
Okay, I have,
Your question.
uh, what is your most valuable possession?
Ooh. Ooh. That's really tough.
You could categorize it in 2 if you have more than 1.
I don't know if I do. I think I just have multiple that are within the same realm. So I'll pick one. So when I was going through my cancer diagnosis and chemo, like just before we started the chemo, I had found this note that I got from my great grandmother
Oh,
that had
yeah.
been in like one of my birthday cards or a no, I think it was graduation. Right, that's it. It was high school graduation card. And she wrote this lovely little piece, handwritten, which she rarely did in those days because her she just couldn't really move her hands well with her arthritis anymore. And it was like this perfect message that I needed to hear at that moment that I continue to carry throughout my life. And they were such huge influences. And I feel like almost anything I have that's from them is definitely in my most valuable possession category. And I'll pick that note just because of when it came to me and what it said, because it felt like she was sending me that message from wherever you go after you leave here.
Now, was this, a letter that you had read before and forgot about that and it was just in your card that you came across again? Or is it something that you did not see until later?
I mean, I probably hadn't seen it since high school graduation. And
Okay,
for
so
some
you
reason, well, the weird part to me about it and why I feel like it was almost placed wherever I found it, it was in one of my bins, but it was away from my collection of things I have that are from them and about them. Like I have all of our photos and all the other letters and like the what do you call them? The like cards from their funerals and stuff, like I have
Mhm.
all of that stuff put in one bag that was in a totally different place. And this one was just loose in the bottom of a bin with a bunch of other stuff.
Mm.
And I don't know why that would have been loose and separate and over there because I've collected their stuff and put it all together. And I have all those things sort of in one space together.
Just,
So that's
uh
why it felt, especially in that moment, because it was really about sort of um it was a good like it was a good graduation message in a way. Like you'll find your space, you'll find who you're meant to be. Like just trust in
it was
things
just
and
a
you're good. And
life message, good
yeah,
life message.
yeah. But because it was separate and I found it at that specific time, it felt really important. And there's always been something about their presence in my life that has felt very I don't know what to call it. Just big,
Yeah,
you know?
I like that.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
That's great. Can we skip me? Because I have nothing. I
Come
used
on.
to
You
save
got
I
something.
used to save stuff all the time.
Yeah, but you still have to have something valuable.
Besides something I could sell?
Sure, it can be that.
Okay,
It
right
doesn't matter.
now,
Like
most valuable possession is my Nintendo Switch, and yes, that's mine. Just
wrong.
kidding.
It's your house.
Oh, yeah, I don't think about that. Okay, do I have anything? I feel kinda sad about it now because I see the things that you have that you've kept on held on to, and I'm just like, you know what? I have to say the reason why I don't have anything that feels personally valuable is because I have made strides in my life to let go of things, which I feel has, for me, been more transformative than holding on to anything.
Mhm.
Um, there have been so many things, letters and notes, pictures, junk, like that I've kept that I have let go of. Okay, no, now that I say that, okay, there's one thing. There's one thing, and it's
Mm.
the only thing that I had kept when Shayla, my best friend, passed away at 21. So that's like a long time ago now. Um, her mom actually gave me a bunch of her possessions, and I spread the love and I sent it out to other people because it didn't do me any
Mhm.
good. And I know, knowing her, that she would love for other people to enjoy the things that she loved if I can't. So
Yeah.
I did send things out to thrift stores, but the only thing I ever kept was this one little this little album. It's falling apart. It's got a piece of paper um picture pasted to the front of like two, I don't even know, these two women that are like half naked, and then inside has all these really really cool like pinup cards.
Mhm.
um yeah, pinup cards,
Yeah.
all sorts of different kinds. And it was one of those things of Shayla's that I had always loved too. So I was really grateful that her mom gave it to me when she passed away. So that is actually probably my most valued possession. Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a cool album too.
It is really cool. And I don't think that's anything I that's nothing that I will ever give away.
And the artwork in there is like nothing I've ever
And
seen.
that's the thing. Yeah. But I
It's the
also
same. Oh, sorry.
I just was gonna say I wouldn't take it out of that album because that album, with it falling apart, being held together with tape, with that little strip of piece of paper with the naked ladies on there, like that's what makes the whole thing
Mhm.
important to me because that's what I remember loving that she had. And it reminds me so much about her and her openness and freeness and like awesomeness.
That's great. I feel
But what
like
were you gonna say? Sorry.
I don't know, I forgot. But I feel like both of those are in the same vein. Like people
Yeah,
who greatly inspired us to be more ourselves, be more open, be more
totally.
free, and trust in whatever will come.
Yeah.
And that feels like the greatest message someone can ever inspire in you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Man, how am I going to follow that question? I feel
It's a
like we
good
just
one.
hit the best of it right there.
Add some silly shit in there.
Okay. Silly shit. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes?
That's dumb. That's dumb as fuck.
You said silly. That's pretty silly. Can you imagine finger toes?
You know what? I think
Ah!
I think I would
Finger toes.
Okay, so I think I'd rather have fingers for toes
Really?
rather than toes for fingers because I feel like you might be able to jump better. Or you might be able to
Hmm.
run better. It kind of gives you more of a grasp and like a more space to like.
What are you going to do with those toe hands?
I thought it was one or the other. Do I have finger toes and fingers? Finger hands?
That's a good question.
That's what I mean.
I
Like,
don't know.
do I have to? So
I'll go with your
okay.
interpretation
That's
then.
my interpretation was fingers on the toes, or fingers on feet, fingers on hands, or toes on feet and toes on hands. I'm thinking I want fingers all over. That's it. That's what's gonna get me that long jump trophy. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Man.
If I were in the Olympics,
I got hands here and hands here.
Exactly. Okay, that sounds like so.
That's awesome.
You're an ape then. Like they basically have fingers for toes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
okay, I could
Not
be a
far off.
monkey.
Yeah. You can
Great.
climb trees like
How
a
about you?
fucking champ. Oh, man. I don't know. What, toes for fingers or fingers
Think
for
about having
toes?
those stubs on your hands. What the fuck can
I
you do
know.
with that? That's nothing. I can't even move half of my toes. They're useless.
I think I'll go with you.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds way cooler.
Very good. Now let's move on.
All right. Bring us back around to
Okay.
something sensible.
Where do you go when you want to be alone?
Nose Hill.
You know what? When you say that, it sounds so dramatic. It's like Nose Hill
It
on a
sounded the opposite to me. It
foggy.
sounded like just a shut you down answer.
Oh,
That's funny though. I like your interpretation though. Go with that. Foggy.
I was thinking Nose Hill, the haunting of Nose Hill.
Oh, it sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a foggy, kind of frosty, still fall, between fall and winter,
That still sounds like the vibe.
maybe between winter and spring.
Yeah.
Okay, so why there?
Because it's close and it's usually
Okay.
quiet.
Okay, so is that where you go when you want to be away from me?
No, I
Just
just
kidding.
go to the basement.
You never want to be away from me. I know. When you were away, it was really tough because I was bored as fuck. And the funny thing about that is that all the things that I do when you're here, but down in the basement, I didn't want to do. So the things that I do when you're not even in the same room as me, I can do it better and have more fun knowing that you're just downstairs, but not when I'm completely alone.
I understand.
It's so ridiculous.
No, I feel it too. I didn't love being away.
It's you know why though? We never spend all that time away from each other. It's a lot of time.
It's true.
It's a good thing it was during the week because at least I could go to work.
Yeah.
So my
That's true.
answer is it my turn? Is it my turn?
Yeah. Where do you go when you want to be?
The bathtub. The bathtub. 100%.
Yep. You love that bath.
I hate that bath.
Well, I mean, just
I just
bath.
fucking love the bathtub.
Yeah.
And I think I've actually really fucked up that baseboard right next to that bathtub.
Oh no.
Because it's so shallow and I need it to a certain I go to the draining
So you've been
thingy.
spilling all the water all
Oh,
over,
I
and then it's
do.
dripping down into our
Yeah, but you're
vents,
supposed
and now
to
it's going into the
pull
HVAC.
out
and
that
the...
stuff. Fuck you.
I know.
You're supposed to rip out that. That's like we have one wall of a
Well,
baseboard out of three walls in the bathroom right now. Yes, that's true.
No, because then it's gonna get in the drywall, and we don't want that.
Fine.
No.
Okay.
No. It's protecting
Anyways,
the drywall.
the bathtub.
Yeah,
It's the best place.
that's a pretty good place.
And I don't have to go nowhere.
I don't have to go that far.
All right, your turn. Next
Okay.
question.
My next question. What do you like the most about yourself?
Is this like a physical thing or anything?
Anything. Do both.
Okay.
What's your best physical trait, in your opinion? And what do you just like the
God.
most about yourself? Like who you are?
I don't like this question. The thing with okay, so I'll just answer it to the best of my ability. So when it comes to physical, there's I don't want to say that I've spent a long time learning to like myself
Mm-hmm.
and like certain things about myself. There's other things that I don't like, of course, but so I don't want to really like pick and choose. But I love my freckles
Nice. I like
and
them
my
too.
tattoos, and I like the way my hair is right now. Okay. And so
Your hair
physical,
game is always on point.
Yeah.
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 You got hair.
Yeah. And what was the question again?
What do you like most about yourself?
Okay. And then what I like most about, you know what? I've said this before too. I think maybe on our podcast here, but I'm a really great friend. And I think that's the one thing that I've consistently been confident about when it comes to myself is being a really great friend. Great friend, great listener. I feel like the listening part has kind of like drifted a little bit as I've gotten older. But I'm a really good friend.
Mm-hmm. You're a great friend to me.
I've given people a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances. I've learned to not let other people upset me with their lack of friendship. and learn to let go of people, but also giving people chances when more deserved,
Mhm.
and just being there for people, even people who I'm not really that close with. If you need help, I'm I'm happy to help. I'm there for you. Even if we don't create a friendship afterwards or anything like that, I just feel like I'm just a good person. I'm a good person.
Well, you touched on a point there about friendship that I think is often overlooked when sometimes being a quote good friend means kind of, being a dick or rude or kind
Yeah.
of punching your friend in the face and saying, "Hey, what you're doing here isn't cool. That's not good." Like that's part of being a good friend as well.
Well, you gotta look
It's
out for each other.
exactly. And I think that can be the hardest part of being a good friend because you know that you love this person, you care for them, but you also know you kind of have to burst their bubble and
Yeah.
like risk alienating yourselves for a while. But I
Yeah,
think
and
it
that's
comes back.
happened a lot. That
Mhm.
has happened a lot, and it's something that I've had to kind of learn too is like I have inserted myself into scenarios with people where I feel like I'm trying to protect them and help them, and it gets completely wiped and overruled and fuck you, you aren't doing any good for me. Like I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. And that's been really really tough, but I feel like I that's something that I've figured out a balance with where I don't get too involved, but I still have to say something because again, if I ever feel like anybody's not in a safe position, all I can do is say something.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's kind of out of my hands. So there's been some losses, and then there's other people that have understood, but maybe it took them a while, and then we come back later, and that's when we can create a new friendship.
Yeah.
It's tough. I care about people, not all people, but I care about some people a lot, and it's really hard to let go, but it's definitely something that I've learned from all the positions I've been in, but honestly, yeah, I feel like I'm a good friend, and if there have been times where like I've just shown up for people who had no idea that I would be there kind of thing
Mhm.
to just support, and I will say that I don't have a lot of friends, even considering I'm a great friend, but I think that has something to do with the other people rather than me.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to be a bitch about that, but it's just something that I've thought about a lot. And yeah.
No, I felt similarly in my um as I enter into my 30s here and realizing that a lot of the people that even though you may see them frequently during your work time together or you might have great times together every so often, like how many of you are like that true close friend? I guess maybe that's a different definition. Yeah, like I love to I don't know, maybe it's in my travels where just everyone you meet is your friend, but I think we all have that close circle of people that we're able to confide in and rely on for stuff. And I think that does just change,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
throughout the different seasons of our life. And, whether it's because someone, tells us a hard truth we're not ready for, or we tell them a hard truth they're not ready for whatever reason, I always believe that we're meant to sort of have these, like expansions and contractions in our lives with everything,
Yeah.
right? Which of course means friendships and relationships. And um, I don't know, but it feels really good to me at this stage in life to know, okay, who are people that like I have great professional relationships with, and who are people that are like my friends and are there. And I don't think it to me at least, it doesn't mean treat anyone any differently, but
Mhm.
just sort of establishing that boundary and saying, okay, that is a boundary. People can float freely between them. That's fine. It might change from time to time, but yeah.
Question to you.
Yeah. What was the question again? Oh, like about ourselves? I like my optimism.
Yeah.
100%.
I think we might have used that one before because I remember you saying that too. Yeah,
Okay, well then I like
you're
my
pretty-
raging good looks.
I mean, like, I think you're hot, but you also have no hair. Some people might not like that.
Well, fuck them.
I don't know. I like man buns, dude. You don't got no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a trait in myself that I didn't know was not so prevalent in the world, or for most people in their life. Like, sure, I can have my depressive times, or I can feel like the world is against me at times, but I always in those moments feel like, okay, I'm allowing myself to feel this because like I want to feel that low,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I'm coming back up. Like, there is no, like, whenever I have a dark time or a dark moment, it's like maybe I need to express it or get it out or kind of joke with somebody about it. But like, I personally know to the core of who I am that it's okay and that everything will be better. And that whatever's happening is meant to happen to me now. And I'm meant to feel this. So I'll feel it and then I'll move forward.
Here, here.
Yes, yes. Cheers.
Next.
Okay. Next question.
Okay. Okay. So, what is your go-to karaoke song? Oh, okay. And if you guys know, we do karaoke nights often enough that Jake should know what the fuck
Oh
to
my
add
God.
to a karaoke list, and he does not ever, because he says doesn't matter what, he doesn't know what he's singing.
I'm blanking.
Blink 182. You're
Blanking.
You're blanking
Not
because
blinking.
every single time we go to make a karaoke list, you say you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. But it's probably got to be some Green Day.
Fucking Foo Fighters.
Or that.
God damn. You
Man.
sing a lot of Foo Fighters.
Okay, well, I got to add more Green Day.
Foo
then.
Fighters, Green Day. You say you know Sum 41, and then the song comes on, and you're like, I've never sang. I don't know what. And then you fuck off. It's really
Actually, I'll change. No.
Okay, go.
Sinatra.
Okay, but you haven't.
I put a
done
lot
that
of
in a while.
Sinatra on. Yeah, there's a
You
couple
do
times
like
there
the
for a
same
while,
two
but-
songs or something.
Yeah. That's the point of the question. Jeez.
Okay.
I can do those.
Yes. Do you remember which
There's-
ones?
Summer Wind.
Yes.
That's definitely one of them.
Summer Wind is what I
And
was.
what's the other one? Is it The Way You Look Tonight?
No, I never hear you sing that one.
Oh, okay.
Under Your Skin?
Oh,
Under
maybe.
My Skin?
Yeah.
What's that cat
that one
planning
I
on
did?
doing? She looks
She's fine.
suspicious. Okay.
Yeah.
Summer Wind, I would say. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
been...
I remember doing that one a few times.
Yeah. Good.
And I felt like I nailed it.
Mhm.
The modern Sinatra. It's tough, though. I've got a baritone voice. I've got a low voice.
Karaoke is not
And-
supposed to be good, okay? We're not here for anything to sound good. I just want to know what your go-to
I don't like to
is.
sound bad.
Me either, but fuck off.
How about
It's
that?
karaoke.
Yeah, but I feel like as a baritone voice, you have a more limited range.
Anywho, my go-to
What's yours?
is a song called Girl Crush by Little Big Town.
Yeah,
that right?
you do that one a lot.
Yeah, that's because it's like the only one that I know I could do every time. And then I just work on.
And you've gotten better each
Yeah.
time.
Maybe. Depends on how much we've had to drink. Great, cool. Next.
Cool. What's your biggest fashion regret?
I cannot even fucking fathom.
Are you kidding?
You know what my
sure I could-
biggest fashion regret
What yours is? No.
I can't say because I am in my 30s now.
So you've had a lot?
A lot.
Yeah. Pick one.
I can't even. I can't.
What was it?
No, I can't. Like, I don't even know. So many.
Ay,
I'm sorry. That's a
ay,
question that I
ay.
don't think that I can answer.
Oh my gosh.
Fashion regret?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If I have to throw something out here, and I'm so
Mhm.
sorry, I keep hitting the mic. It has to do with eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Yeah.
And the fact
What you
that
did
I've
with
had a
eyebrows.
lot of eyebrows, a lot of different eyebrows. And I don't have to say anymore because any woman who is listening to this right now understands what I'm saying. Eyebrows are a fashion regret, period.
I feel like they came up before on some other episode.
Yeah, like
You were
way
talking
back
about,
when.
yeah.
Way back when we were testing what kind of shit we would talk
No,
about.
yeah.
We did
Remember
put
me
it out
talking
there.
about that, and you were like, "Oh no! Like, do you really, you want to make that decision? You want those forever?"
Just remember, hair will stop growing at some point.
That's too funny.
What about you?
Oh my god!
It seemed like you knew exactly. Please tell me it's your spiked belt era.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like everything
With
in
that
high school.
mop of a hair. When
Yeah.
Jake used to have hair, which was half hair.
Oh my god, it was so bad. So bad. Like I made a lot of bad fashion choices through high school.
It's what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
How
I don't
do we
know.
know?
I had no one guiding me. And like when you're balding in high school, like, come on. Who's there to guide you? No one. They're laughing at you. No one's
Your dad
guiding
should
you.
have told you to shave way back when.
My dad still hasn't shaved his head.
Yeah, but he has. He wears hats all the time, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I
And
don't
a
know
beard.
I don't know what the top of his head looks like.
Thin.
We should make him take it off next time.
He will. And he'll be like, yeah, it's thin, but it's there. So it's staying.
Okay.
Yep. All right. One more each.
I wasn't prepared with a list. I'm looking through a list. What's your go-to board game?
Oh, wow. What's the one we do a lot? We do a lot of Monopoly.
Well, yeah, but okay. Yeah.
I just feel like
We don't
board
have the
games do we
same
go to
amount
a lot?
of board games as we used to back in the day.
Sorry. We played Sorry a lot too.
Okay, what is your go-to?
That. Like, I haven't
Sorry.
played board games since I was like a kid. And then we got together and we
I
started
know.
playing board games.
I like games.
No, it's not a critique. I'm just saying that wasn't part of my life.
Okay, so my go-to board game, we're not going to include dice.
Yeah, it's not a board game.
Unless you want to call Yahtzee a go-to board. Okay.
No.
We don't have a lot of board games, so Monopoly for me.
I do reach for Jumanji a lot, but I feel like you don't always want to play it. Sorry, not a critique. Not a critique. I'm
It
just
actually
saying
really sucks. The
I
only
enjoy it.
good thing about this Jumanji board game, I will not lie. We used to have one when we were younger. It was cooler too. It was much better designed. Now it's just cheap and throw it out there. The best thing about this Jumanji game is the way that I got it.
Yep.
Because
Tell
for
the people.
Christmas, what year is it? So Christmas 2021.
Yep.
We had Christmas with my parents and your parents at my parents' house on the island, and I had gone. We always used to reveal board games as Christmas Eve gift because we'd play all together. And we're enjoying ourselves. We're playing games. We're drinking. And I went to the bathroom at some point. And when I came out, I heard something and I was like, what is that sound? And it was the drums from the Jumanji movie. Yeah, however way it is. And I was like, what's that coming from? And everybody else knows what's going on, of course. And the board game was just underneath the tree with the drums drumming, and that is such a cool way to get that
It was
particular
so
gift.
badass.
And it was my dad's idea. Okay, mom, I'm sorry if it was actually your idea because I heard it was dad's idea, but might have been your idea. Might have been her idea. His idea. But either way, it was still fucking cool. And that was the best part of getting that board game. I'm so sorry we don't play very much because it's actually real shit. But it was that
You're
was the
just
best
not
part of
good
it.
at
And I'll
it.
never forget that because what a great fucking idea.
It was badass. I liked it. And I will say, I remember your dad setting that up. So I remember
Okay, then it
looking over
must
confused and being like, what are you doing? And I didn't really know the Jumanji drums or the soundtrack. So I'm like, what is this? And
we're talking about the original Jumanji with Robin Williams, not the video game Jumanji.
yeah,
No, that was so cool. But I like that.
it was
I
great.
like that kind of shit. I don't care what I'm getting as long as the
Well, and I didn't get it, but then I saw your face light up when it clicked with you. That was awesome.
Well, because I
So-
looked everywhere, I'm like, what the fuck, guys? What's that sound? Like,
Yeah.
is everything okay out here? and I think your mom, because your mom doesn't do a good job like hiding herself. So I think she even like looked over at it or something, and that's when I was like, oh.
Oh, hint. That's hysterical.
But okay, yeah. So Monopoly. And Monopoly is one thing that I'll also say where always brings me back to Shayla. Because we used to have epic Monopoly games.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say epic, I mean like we would have a spread of food and beverages on a table with our Monopoly game because we knew we'd be there for hours. Because you know what we did? We mortgaged our shit. We flipped that stuff over and we played forever. And we used to hide our $500 bills like somewhere until we needed it. Yeah.
Man, you don't play that dirty with me.
I don't need to.
Okay, we'll end that there.
Just kidding. I think you won last time. Anywho, okay, so was that the last question then?
No, you went first.
Mm-hmm.
So then I the last. No.
You went first, but you can go again.
Okay. What do you think you'll be like in old age?
Oh, I'm gonna be dead. No, I am not gonna lie. When I go to bed at night, I'm afraid of waking up in the morning because of how fucked up my body feels. And the later years that come, or even days, weeks, I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because my body hurts.
That's sad.
Also, I'm gonna
Make me
take my
sad.
big toenails off. That will help.
That'll be awesome.
But no, for real, my body. I'm gonna deteriorate, and before I'm immobile, I'm gonna kill myself.
Jeez. Fuck, what a future.
There's deep shit within my bones that I did not know were fucked up until I was like 29.
Mhm.
And every single day I'm like, oh shit. Why?
That's depressing.
It is. Like, it scares me. It does. I don't want to be so screwed up, but I think there are things that are just that deep within that is like I can do certain things to fix it and it's not gonna be enough. It's scary. I've always been really scared of not being able to move around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the hell I'm doing. I want to be able to be mobile. I want to be able to move. And if I can't move in my old age, I want to die.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. Yeah. I remember my great grandmother, she was mostly bedridden at the end of her life. And there's a lot of her sentiments. She was like, I don't know why I'm still here. And that was tough to hear. You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, I made this trek up to see you.
Well,
And
and that's
and not that sorry, I don't mean that in the sense that it's about me, but
no, no, no,
knowing
I get it.
I'm only here seeing you for a split second, and in this split second of time, you're still so overwhelmed by that sensation of not knowing why you're here, not like that you will tell me to my face. Like I don't know what I'm here for, and I don't want to
Imagine.
be here. Like,
I
yeah,
feel like it's so easy. I feel like it's so easy to imagine what that's like.
yeah,
And how does that make you feel when you think about that?
totally. Yeah, no, I don't want to be in those shoes
Yeah, terrible.
or lack of shoes. Sorry.
Oh!
Sorry, bad,
Wow.
bad joke.
No, that was a good joke. But no, I just don't yeah, I can't. And I'm so scared that I'm on the way there. So, physical therapy should be a priority. And even then, I don't know what,
Hmm.
but we'll just see.
Yeah.
Be ready to slit my throat if I am
No.
unable to walk. Just
No.
kidding. That was dark.
Yeah, that's very dark.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Let's take that back.
What a
What
way
about
to end
you?
this episode.
What about you?
I'm gonna be that old senile man who screams shit in his like tank top from the fucking balconies.
I don't see that. You know what? I see it more like like Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How so?
I feel like you're like that guy is just like, I'm gonna have a cigarette and a shot, and then can you take me to the Vatican?
He was sober by then.
I feel like you're gonna be that guy.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
but I'm not.
I think I understand what you mean in
I'm
the sense
saying,
where
you know what?
I won't
I
lose
only
that
have
adventure.
this much life left. Let's take a shot. I'm having a cig, and then please take me over here.
Mhm.
I feel like you're gonna have adventure forever, whatever that adventure means,
Mm-hmm.
till the end, because you're not going to be like fuck. You're gonna say fuck this. I don't care. Somebody will take me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
You're not a let it go kind of person.
Let it snow. Let it
That's
go.
not how it goes.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's part of me that just I look forward to getting older more from the standpoint of playing off the stereotypes of what people think older people are. Like, I would love to be that old guy who just plays stupid everywhere or who plays like he has dementia or what, like, just because of how I look. I want to play off that stereotype.
And then beat the shit out of people.
No, not even. Just
That would
like,
be funny.
I don't know. It'll take me for an adventure. There you go. Like, I might end up in jail.
Maybe.
Might just end up with a good story. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I also feel like it feels funny to me that finally once you're old is when people will cut you some slack. They'll just kind of be like, well, he's old. And I'm really looking forward to playing off of that in whatever ways I can.
You're so funny. Because I'm going to be up there being like, don't do any favors for me unless you plan on killing me. That's all I want to know.
And I'll be like, totally, do me a favor. Tip me into the ocean. Like, put that cinder block on my feet. Let's go.
Like, hey, can you just push me out to sea? Don't worry. I've got paddles under here.
And then the people will be like, oh my God, dude, what's wrong? No, like, come over here and have tacos with us. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, you know what? Are you paying for the tacos?
Yeah, right? See what I mean?
Cool.
I don't know. I've always looked forward to getting older. And
I know. That's a funny thing.
I don't know. Maybe I'll make it there, but
You'll make it there. I've always felt like
I don't count on anything. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know what it is, but I've never felt like I was going to live a long life. And if I do, I'm not happy about it.
Well, thanks.
I don't want to take care of anybody, and I don't want to take care of myself, and I don't want other people taking care of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's weird. It's a weird position to be in. And that's why being physically unable is
Mhm.
like the scariest part of it all.
Yeah. Well, it's funny in a way, like, it's the one thing that has always, um oh, man, what should I say? Like, both of our, uh, decisions and ambition to not have kids, like, that has been one thing that does weigh on me where I go, "Huh, that's interesting." Like, yeah, what does happen then when you get older? There's a line from my favorite movie, The Great Beauty, where it's right after this woman he's seeing dies, and he's walking through this crowd of old people, and then someone shouts to him, like, "And who's gonna look after you now?" And for some reason, that line in the movie always comes back to me in a way. And
S-
not that it's something that's swaying my decision, because I still definitely don't want to have kids, but it does make me think about that and think, huh, it's an interesting predicament I'm putting myself in.
I have the answer.
Yeah.
Be a really great uncle.
It's true.
Like, get into that kid's life like it was your own, where they'll be like, God, we can't let Uncle Jake just
T.O.
die. Okay,
T.O.
that's
Jake.
true. Jake goes by T.O. Jake, and it wasn't his decision. Just gonna say, it wasn't yours. I like that though. I like that people look at you like you're a T.O. Jake rather than an Uncle Jake. That's cooler. Anyways, that's my yeah, you should do that.
Cool.
And then also if I die before you are too old to take care of yourself, then use whatever money I might have to help put yourself in like fuck. I keep smacking this mic.
I'm gonna move this mic.
That's my only thought.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, on
and
that,
and unfortunately your brother doesn't have kids yet, but when he does, that's the time you jump in there and be like, oh, T.O. Jake, T.O. Jake. Would you be T.O. Jake on that
yeah, I'm T.O. Jake everywhere.
side?
Uncle Jake sounds weird to me. I don't like it.
Yeah, and I'm on Tante Chantel, which is just a fucking mouthful.
Ma tante.
No, yeah, but that's what, yeah,
Ma tante.
I know, that's,
My French is terrible. My apologies to all the French speakers.
I don't know either. I'm not that French.
All right, everybody. On that
All
note,
right.
we're going to call it an end. I'm done with this episode.
We're gonna call
I'm
it
depressed.
an end.
Yeah.
Why depressed? It's I'm just glad we were able to go longer than I thought we would because it's been a while and sometimes we just don't know how to talk.
Yeah, you had a lot to say.
I had a lot of questions to answer.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.
All
We'll
right,
catch you
peace
later.
out.
Bye.